Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you're watching us from. This is Dr. Kaveh Lahiun from Optimal Care Wellness Center in Winnipeg, Manitoba, coming to you guys alive. And today is a snowy day, and we have had one amazing winter storm come through. Today we have one of our amazing guests, Dr. Larry Goodman, and I'm quite honored to have him on today's live. Hopefully we can tag him on. All of the guests that we have are amazing, and I'm quite honored to be able to have them in our Facebook Lives and our program. So we're just waiting, hopefully, to see if he will come on, and then we will tag him in and go from there. Hopefully all the lives that I do are of some information to everybody. These are meant to be educational, thought-provoking, and hopefully help people in a long run. We are just waiting for Dr. Goodman to come on.
And here I am.
Good day, Dr. Goodman. Thank you for joining us.
It's an honor.
It's a pleasure to have you, sir. Thank you for taking the time off your very busy schedule. I know you're a very hard man to get a hold of. I'm absolutely honored to have you here.
Well, it's an honor to be here.
Thank you. Please, without any sort of introduction, go ahead, tell us who you are, what you do, and how you go about doing it.
Oh, my God. Let's see. So my name is Dr. Larry Goodman. I have a degree in psychology, a degree in nutrition, a degree in chiropractic, a degree in acupuncture. I had a very successful chiropractic practice for a number of years. And then I came to my own tipping point in my own life where I was looking for something beyond just hands-on healing. Not that there's anything wrong with hands-on healing. It's a wonderful thing. But I was looking to deal with what in the chiropractic profession they have called the subluxation above the atlas, which is like in the space of the mind. And so I started studying with some of the great mind-body healers and had the opportunity and continue to do so with the developers of neuro-emotional techniques, Scott and Deb Walker, with Dr. John Demartini, who's one of my mentors, with Dr. Nima Ramani, another of my mentors. And I just keep going and looking and learning how to remove the obstacles that stand in the way of people unleashing their inner good man. And a while back, one of my clients made a referral to me, and he said that this person needed the Goodman Factor. And I said, the Goodman Factor, what's that? And he said, oh, that's what happens when you stop listening to the garbage that we got put in our heads and instead start listening to what you say. So I thought to myself, that's a pretty good name. Can I use that? And he said, well, sure. So that's where the name of my coaching company was born. And my coaching company, and anybody can find me at goodmanfactor.com. And then the next development was I had a 9 a.m. Friday morning coaching client named Martin Casado. And after working with him for a bit of a while, he called me up one day from Barnes and Noble, and he said, I've got the title of our book, you know. And I said, book? What book are you talking about? And he said, well, you know, Tuesdays with Maury? And I said, yeah, I'm familiar. And he said, well, ours is Fridays with Goodman. And so the book you can get on Amazon, or you can get it through my website. And it's really a hero's journey because it was his journey from where he was when he started with me as a striving graphic artist into becoming the person that he has become. And what I do now in my life is, God, let's see, I do business and personal development coaching, and I have a series of seminars and workshops, one called Your Goodest Life, which is about living your goodest life and getting rid of the stuff that's in the way. And the other one is called Pivotal Moments, because it's been my experience that people have, and we accumulate these moments in space-time that we draw certain conclusions about life and ourselves from. And instead of living in the present moment, we live out of the perceived trauma of the time when it got locked in your physiology. And in neuro-emotional technique, we say the issues are in your tissues. And so what we're able to do is go find where it is that the story got stuck in you, and then eliminate the stuckness, and then coach you through, like if you were God in your universe, because you are, because we all are, what would you love to be, do, and have? And then the coaching work is about enabling people to be empowered to live their goodest life.
Dr. Goodman, what you bring to the surface is truly trying to get rid of all the garbage emotions that we have, and we
Absolutely.
worrying
Yes.
about future and
Yes.
forgetting to live at the present.
Yes.
I have followed you closely, and the mentors that you have, it's funny that we have a common mentors as Nima and Dr. Demartini. And in following...
I started studying with John in 1993.
Oh, I wasn't even at school back then.
Oh, hush up, you.
One thing that truly inspired me, especially about you, was in one of your interviews, you said to people, for the next 30 days, wake up every morning thinking, what's the greatest thing that's going to happen to me today?
Actually, it's more than for 30 days, but 30 days is a good start. It is that the first words I encourage my clients and anybody else who's listening to this to do is that the first words out of your mouth and the first thoughts that you could have would be, something great is going to happen to me today. And if you begin your day that way, my challenge to people is to do that for 30 days and get back to me and let me know what happens. Because I promise you that if the first words out of your mouth that you hear you say as an affirmation is that something great is going to happen to me today, I guarantee you something great will happen. What it will be the stuff of your life beyond anything you can imagine. That's the challenge that I think you're referring to.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And it was, although it was, it's a sentence, some people may have heard it a million times. It had a profound effect on me.
Tell me.
And with, I've been following with Ed Osborne, and after listening to you...
so that's another someone we have in common.
Exactly. So after listening to you and my wife, I can't say enough about her. She is a force behind me to basically make me develop and become the best I can. So that's where this whole Facebook Live was born from.
So I want you to know you are inspiring me as well, because it's on my list of things to do for my interactions with Ed to get active in making and doing Facebook Lives every day. So thank you for the...
Thank you. Now,
thank you for the inspiration to do that.
Anytime. Dr. Goodman, can you please go in detail about, how the psychology of one affects the physiology and how the pain pattern goes from inner pain to outer pain of how we manifest it in our body.
In 30 seconds or less. It's my observation that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and that the body manifests based on your innermost dominant thought. And so in NET, neuro-emotional technique, they've done a wonderful job of mapping out, according to the acupuncture meridians, the innermost dominant thoughts related to all the organs in the body. And so when you start to work that way, what you get to experience is that you're literally manifesting in your physiology the conditions necessary to give you the opportunity to learn the lesson that you got stuck in at whatever that moment in space-time was. And so a good physician, or someone who's got, we'll just say, the right unique set of skills, is able to help to unravel the mystery, find the stuckness, and if it's stuck in your anatomy, in your hard tissue, well, then the chiropractor, by the application of the structural adjustment, can help that. If it's stuck in the chemistry of you, well, then whether it's in functional medicine or nutrition or any of those factors, then that can be of benefit. If it's stuck in your energetic system, then either through acupuncture or homeopathy or any of the subtle anatomy healing methods, that can be useful. And if it's stuck in the mentition, in the thought and the belief system, then there are various modalities, again, like Demartini's method or Nima Rahmani's overview method or my pivotal moment method. There are ways to find that innermost dominant thought and flip the switch so that you can become free to move forward, to move on, so to speak.
Now, unfortunately, or should I say fortunately, we have quite a shift in paradigm when it comes to alternative medicine and medicine in general.
Yes.
Now we see a huge shift toward prevention rather than treatment of the conditions.
So in allopathic traditional medicine, what they call prevention is vaccination and watchful waiting.
Yeah.
In the more natural forms of medicine, prevention is proving to be more of a recognize the pattern before it manifests itself as toxicity or pathology, and shift the pattern when it's only in the form of altered function. And depending on the skill of the practitioner, that becomes how quickly and how soon before you can interact and make a change so as to really be preventive of the development of the disease. So you get it at what the Palmers used to describe as at the level of the dis-ease.
True. And latest research just came out. They were discussing about how stress and mental anguish changes the physiology of the cell at the cellular level.
Correct.
Creating free radicals, which the free radicals are responsible for a whole host of diseases, as we know.
Yes.
So my understanding is, from especially following all my mentors, you being one of them, that changing, if you're trying to change your path, you need to change yourself first.
Yes.
How is it? everybody says, doc, I've been doing this for so many years. It's like second nature to me. I can't change it. I can't stop worrying about tomorrow. What few detail or small jewels of wisdom you could give us to change that pattern?
So one of my first favorite poems is The Gift, and it goes this way. It's called The Precious Present, and it goes this way. The past is history. The future is a mystery. The present is a gift. That's why it's called the present. And so the challenge really is to live in the now. What Eckhart Tolle writes about in The Power of Now, the way you get to live in the now is first and foremost to become aware of when you're not. And then to look for what's standing in the way of you living in it. And mostly what's standing in the way is the illusion that we buy into that worrying has some beneficial effect on the outcome. We all carry this erroneous and faulty notion that if you want something to turn out a certain way, the thing to do is worry about it. And then it'll turn out the way you want it to.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Unfortunately, as human, when we have no control over something, we try to exert our control, and we always think by worrying, you're doing that control, which proves to be futile.
So another pearl of wisdom that I had the opportunity to learn that I'll pass along is the spiritual principle is surrender to win. You see, we think that surrender is the same as giving up. And really, giving up is not even in the same space as surrender. When you surrender, when you cease to struggle, when you accept the perfection of the person, place, thing, idea, or event in your life as perfect just the way it is, in that moment, you can spontaneously de-stress. And if you then, with the right guidance, with the right coaching, with the right teaching, with the right discipline and exercises, if you learn to see it differently, if you learn to find the hidden order, find the hidden balance, find the perfection in the moment, just the way it is, just the way it took place, well, then you get to cease to worry, then you get to cease to struggle, then you get to see and learn the lesson, and then you get to move on to the next one. And that's the other thing. As long as you're here on planet Earth, as near as I can tell, there'll be an endless supply of lessons. So anybody that's harboring the notion that if you do enough of personal growth, transformation, blah, 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 work, that you'll wake up one day and be happy and peaceful and free of struggle forever, give it up.
Yeah.
Give it up. Because we're here on planet Earth, my opinion and experience is to learn a lesson that's part of a curriculum that is what it is you or I were put here to learn. And the last point to that I'll say is, to those of us to whom much is given, much is expected.
Very, very, very true. And that specific reason why, as doctors, we have a huge responsibility. And one of the responsibilities is we have taken an oath to make sure that we function at our best for the wellness of mankind.
To be a living, breathing example aligned with the values of your art and your science.
True. Very true. And the issue that we all are faced with, everybody has struggles. I mean, I specifically had the injury that happened to my brother, which was absolutely devastating to my family. Which he had an accident, I became quadriplegic,
Ah,
and yeah, and it was absolutely devastating. But it was a pivotal moment for my own personal life that I went from, I had one of the highest netting practices that you would have hoped for. It wasn't making me happy. What made me happy was
ah,
that to become the true educator. And after all, as a human, we all are one.
yes,
Your pain is my pain,
yes,
and vice versa. So
yes.
it was a pivotal change for me. For you, what was the pivotal change in your career?
Whoa. I've been blessed and cursed to have had several. I would say that the awakening began in 1992, in and around the time of Hurricane Andrew,
Mm-hmm.
when in a 90-day period I got sued in a wrongful death malpractice suit. We had Hurricane Andrew come to Florida, where it was I was living, and the relationship with my wife, who was also my practice manager at the time, came to a head, and let's just say everything as I knew it fell apart, all
Mm.
at the same time. And there was nothing in my life to prepare me for what was to come next. Nothing. And so the solution that I came to first was massive amounts of alcohol and drugs.
Oh,
And that didn't work very well.
no.
And then came a suicide attempt. And by the grace of God, I didn't succeed at that. And then came, let's look inside. Let's see what it is God really has for me to do. In fact, when I came to after the last suicide attempt, sorry, there was more than one. But when I came to, I wish I could say I was thrilled, but I wasn't. And let's just say a voice came to me and said, "You're not done yet." And my life from then till now was, is, and continues to be living in the question of, okay, God, what do we do now? And it has taken me all over the world. It has given me the opportunity to meet amazing people, learn amazing things, help people to achieve their purpose, their mission. And the truth is, I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's all been divine order.
Now you know why you are one of my mentors. Those that you said are the specific reasons that when you're at the basically bottom of the ashes and you
Yes.
rise into becoming the phoenix, that's what makes me just follow Goodman because of that reason. I to be honest, I know it's a painful time in your life, but was it something that it snapped in you, especially when you're at the lowest? Because
No
everybody
one
thinks
had,
it's like,
I'll say it to you this way. No one had prepared me for that kind of a series of sequence of events could happen. And so if it couldn't happen, how did it happen? And then now that it happened, what do I do? What do I do? And my mantra had become, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. It's not a great place. I
well,
now no longer say, I don't know what to do. Now my
so you
question
have,
is, okay, God, what do we do now?
So you have found the purpose.
Yes. Mine.
How did you find that purpose? Where I know I'm asking you a bit of a question, but it's for our viewers.
So my program, Your Goodest Life, is actually structured and designed to enable people to find their mission and their purpose through looking at their values and looking at their lives. The short story is human beings will eventually do the right thing for themselves. However, it usually occurs after having exhausted all other possibilities.
True.
So what I've done and what I work to do with people both in one-on-one and group coaching and seminars and workshops in my books are to enable people to not have to go and reach that point of incomprehensible demoralization in order to discover their purpose. Because when someone discovers their purpose and then aligns all 8 areas of their lives with that mission, miraculous things unfold. And I get to watch and assist and coach and prompt and hold accountable. And when the miracles happen, it's something to behold.
Dr. Goodman, your words of inspiration are felt deep, at least in my heart. It really is.
Thank you.
And hopefully it does help our viewers too. I was reading a quote, if I may just read it for you for a second.
Sure.
It says, to get up when you're down, to fight more intensely when you're struggling, to put in an extra effort when you're in the sheer pain, to come back when nobody expects you to, and to stand tall when everybody is pulling you down is the mark of a champion.
Amen.
So I thank you for joining us this morning. I am grateful that you devoted some time for our live interview. Please tell us where people can find you, how to get a hold of you.
You can find me at goodmanfactor.com. You can find my book on Amazon. It's called Fridays with Goodman. You can reach me at drlarrygoodman.com. You can Facebook, you can Google, I promise you, if you put forth the effort to find me, you will. And they can also reach me through you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Dr. Goodman. Thank you, our viewers, for watching us. Please give us a like, heart, share, because this message needs to get out to the masses. And we love and appreciate you. Thank you again, Dr. Goodman. Have a great day.
And you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.